What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience. I'm Arthur Moats, and you know what time it is, man. We survived the NFL draft weekend. Shout out to all of Yens that was rocking with me during that time frame. Ooh, we was streaming. We was back to back with it, man. Long weekend, but a fun weekend nonetheless, man. Got a chance to see a lot of kids have their dreams, realizing stuff like that, man. Always an awesome experience, man, for anybody that is, fortunate enough to get drafted, man. And more importantly, man, we got a chance to see some pretty sweet draft picks, man, joining the black and gold, man, joining the family, man. So definitely excited about that as well. Like I said, man, this is what we live for, right? We're always, in terms of the offseason, we're like, all right, what's the next big milestone? All right, so when the season ended, it was, when is the combine, right? Combine, big deal. We get to see everybody run. All right, it's going to be fun. But then after that, it was, all right, when is the draft? How far away are we from the NFL draft where we're going to actually have, people joining the squad where we can no longer talk about speculation of how they might fit, or if this player is better than that player, or this player has a chance of getting drafted higher or not. We got a chance to, get actual answers, get tangible information. And now we can go forward with the next step of the offseason, which is obviously seeing the haul that we got, right? Which players, how we feel about them, who we think can be an immediate impact, who do we think is more developmental, and things like that. But then also we got a chance to see, all right, what the division did, all right, who they added to the gang, what pieces landed where, who might be a little bit, who might be viewed a little bit differently due to some of the pieces that they've been able to add to their roster now. So these are all the things that we're going to be discussing going forward, man. But I figured today, the fun thing that we're going to do is obviously recap all of our draft picks, man. We're going to talk about them, man, get our thoughts on them. Obviously, we'll have some engagement from you guys, man, because I want to know how y'all felt about some of these players that got picked as well in the black and gold. You know what I mean? Like, hey, do y'all feel like this was a good pick, or do y'all feel like, all right, man, I would have went a different direction here? All right. So we're going to have all of that available to us. The homie TG, shout out to TG. We obviously are at an earlier time because I was trying to do something new, add another element with the homie TG. So we will be actually seeing the homie later today, man. Me and him were able to knock out some stuff ahead of time, man. So I'll be dropping that, like I said, in the live. Y'all get a chance to see it first, man. But yeah, man, just like I said, add into it, man. Just different ways to, make it appealing for y'all out here, man. So hopefully y'all like that. And yeah, like I said, man, it's definitely going to be a vibe. I do see you Steelers Road Warriors shouting out my t-shirt over here. Says the King of Pop. Yeah, you already know, man. I gotta rock out with the Michael Jackson on occasion, man. All right, so shout out to the King of Pop, man. But with that being the case, man, hopefully everybody out there had a good weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta let me know, man, how y'all vibed out, man. Did y'all enjoy the draft? Did y'all have a good NFL draft experience? If you did, hit the like button one time for the culture. Don't forget to subscribe. But, drop it in the comment section, man. How was your NFL draft experience, man? Like I said, man, I know it was a lot going on for the gang, man. Yes, and actually, I do see this one, so I will go ahead. It's not a super, but I'm going to pin it real quick just so we could talk about it. But, yeah, man, Steelers Nation on fire, man. He brings up the fact that sad to see that the homie Ryan Watts will no longer be able to play football, man. Yeah, he was recently released probably within the past 30 minutes to an hour, man. The reports came out. The Steelers put out an official statement ultimately saying where they had to release Ryan Watts largely due to the fact that from a medical standpoint, man, they just don't think that it's safe for him to continue playing. If we all remember in the preseason game last year, man, he had a neck injury that ultimately put him out for the rest of the preseason and for the whole regular season, right? So obviously, man, when we talk about Ryan Watts is a guy that we drafted, man, a guy that I know me and TG, we got a chance to see him, man, working some of the Steelers youth football camps and seeing the size that he has, man, and some of the athleticism. We felt, man, this was going to be a great opportunity for this kid to transition from cornerback to ultimately play safety and, man, maybe put together a heck of a career. But it's unfortunate, that the injury did happen. And from what it sounds like, it's a pretty significant injury, if it's to the point where we're saying that, yeah, we're no longer going to, recommend that this guy plays, is, like I said, very, very heartbreaking, because I just know the amount of work, sacrifice, effort that goes into, making it to the NFL, man, and to have your dream cut short due to injury. That is a crushing blow for him, man. So definitely a ton of thoughts and prayers to Ryan, man. Hopefully he is recovering, and from there, man, he'll be able to figure out what his new purpose, his new passion will be to, help him get through this rough period, because it is most definitely a rough period. I mean, I can speak from just when you walk away from the game and you get happy. I know how my man Shazier's situation was. So when I think about Ryan, I'm just like, man, heart definitely, breaks for him, man. But wish him nothing but the best going forward, man. And like I said, man, I'm sure he will find his way, man, along, just what the next stage will be for him, man. But definitely thoughts and prayers out there for Ryan. But with that being the case, man, you already know the drill. Oh, and shout out to y'all peeping the on-screen comments, man. Just adding a little something here, there, a little something here, there. But you already know the drill, man. Drop it in the comment section where you are tuning in from, so that way we can give you the big boy shout out to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit the like button one time for the culture, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Like I said, man, one of them good weekends we had, man. Good weekends. Added to the family. New draft picks and all that good stuff. But let's see where the gang's at today, man. Mike Hood in the 614, Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to the Ohio State boys, man. Y'all got active in the draft, and obviously we double dipped. Give us both of them things. I like it. I like it. Rod Dollar tapping in the 330, Youngstown, Ohio. Mr. Caroline, baby. You know what time he's on. From there, man, the Don Hefe Quan in the 323, Watts, California. Shout out to Watts, California. Felicia Ballard. Felicia been rocking out heavy and hard, man, throughout this whole process. Big time salute to you in the 337, Lake Charles, Louisiana. You know what it is. You know what it is. Lifted ones in the 916, Sacktown. And he also says his cousin Elijah was picked up by Kansas City. We lit. Let's go. So look, I was literally looking on the 6th, 7th round, man, the back end to try to see if he got picked up. And I was going to ask him, like, yo, did he get picked up? So that is awesome to hear that he get picked up, man. He's out there with Kansas City, man. Big time. Hey, all you need is an opportunity. That's all you need. We don't care how you get here, man. This first round draft picks that I played a lot longer than, is undrafted guys that have played longer than me. It's all type of dudes in between there, man. All you have to do is get in the door. Once you get in the door, it's up to you to stay as long as you stay. You can make as much money as you want to make, but it's up to you. You just got to get in the door. So he has opportunity now. He has his invite. Let's go, man. So shout out to your cousin Elijah Badger right there, man. Definitely excited to see how that plays out with him. The homie, the GOAT, 9017 and 843, Georgetown, South Carolina. Shout out to Cookie Monster, also in the 610, Reading, PA. And I do see you also, Somber, in the 760, Palm Springs, California. What up, Moog? I do see you in the 262, Racing, Wisconsin. And I will end it with the homie, Ryan McPherson, in the 602, Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to Phoenix, Arizona, man. Big time love for all of y'all that are rocking out today. And I do see the homie Wendy Johnson joining the upper room pre-show status. So shout out to Wendy Johnson and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know Wendy gonna get a shout out. I don't care what they say, Wendy. I don't care what they say. Alrighty. Now let's see. The homie Let's Go UW says, in surprising news, in the surprising news of the day, actually, you know what? Let's do it the nice way. I'm gonna be bougie with it, because I think your comment is cool enough. So Let's Go UW showing love with a super chat, man. Definitely appreciate you on the front end for that. He says, in surprising news of the day, the Pens have moved on from Sullivan in terms of Mike Sullivan. Didn't expect that, but it was an overdue and amicable split. He's talking about the head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mike Sullivan, who obviously led them to a championship. And a lot of highs and lows ever since then, man. But yeah, I can see it being one of those ones where for some you ask yourself, how long do you hold on to a coach versus how quickly do you move on? hockey a little bit different than football. We've obviously seen where you can fire those guys a lot quicker and have a quicker turnaround, man, in terms of bouncing back with success. He was obviously a prime example of that. So, yeah, I could dig it. I can dig it. Shout out to Let's Go UW. And then also, he also spun the block and he says, don't know if you watched the Bill Belichick interview, but that was rough to listen. Bill is on a leash 100%. Yeah, I did get a chance to see some of it. I'm a weirdo. When I watch the interview, I watch it with captions and not with like the audio on all the time. So yeah, I saw people like making reactions. I was like, yeah, let me see what else. Like, oh, okay. Yep. I can see where this is just a little janky, just a little. But I mean, I guess I would say shout out to older gentlemen with the younger ladies, but you see, and obviously how the Shannon Sharp situation is playing out right now. So to each their own. Not my cup of tea, but to each their own. All righty. Richard Arbizo also spinning the block, man, showing some love with a super chat. And he says the Falcons defensive coordinator is going through it right now. Sure. Yeah, for those that don't know, there were some prank calls going on in the NFL draft, man. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders was the big name that everybody reacted to. But he wasn't the only player to receive some of these prank calls. Apparently, it was a couple of guys that were receiving these prank calls, and the majority of them were stemming from this same phone number that was associated with the son of the Falcons defensive coordinator. You got to love it, man. You got to love it. So obviously that gentleman put out a statement on Instagram, or not on Instagram, on social media. Or it was Tyler Warren and Isaiah Bond. I knew it was multiple players that had the prank calls. Yeah, Isaiah Bond and Tyler Warren were the other two individuals that we know of right now that were prank called. And apparently the way that it happened, kid came home from school, man, saw some information on a tablet, the work tablet, was able to get the information off of that, and then was doing the prank calls during the draft. Obviously, it's a big deal just because, optics, it doesn't look the best, but more importantly, from a just information and security standpoint, if the NFL is having that type of confidential information leaked, that could be a massive issue, man, when you think about how much money is involved with this multi-billion-dollar organization, man, an industry that is football and sports entertainment. So obviously the Falcons put out a statement as well. And hopefully this is one of those lessons that if you're going to do something that, you might think is funny, and yeah, I'm sure to some people it was funny, just understand that, every action has some type of reaction, man. And you don't get to tell the wronged victim how they need to respond or how they should react. That's the only thing we got to remember. All right. So just because it was a joke to some people doesn't mean it's a joke to everybody. And we just got to be mindful of it just for whatever side of the fence you fall on with that, man. But, like I said, man, definitely one of those situations right there. So shout out to the homie Richard Arbizo. And then the other one from my homie, Let's Go UW, he says ESPN has to get rid of Mel Kiper after this draft. It was ridiculous how much Mel was doing tricks on Sanders all draft long. Mel crashed out hard. To me, man, I loved it. I loved it for multiple reasons. We are so conditioned to just go with the flow. Heck, if you feel like, man, my research, my, studying what I think is right, if you really feel that, man, stand on it. Don't allow because they draft a guy when they want to draft a guy to make you move off of that. To me, I look at it both ways. I look at it the same way as when we talk about pre-draft meetings, right? Or not pre-draft meetings, when we talk about mock drafts, right? And how we will come up here and we'll say, well, this player could fall. You're like, oh, why y'all wasting time? This player would never go here. He would never fall this far. Or the flip side. Tyler Shough, oh my God, this player was never going to go this high. Dylan Gabriel would never go before Shedeur. Like, we could just talk all these talks right about what would and would not ever happen. Well, I just think that this draft was another example of that is not the case anymore. What used to be, what we thought was, is no longer that. So you have to adjust with the times. And I like the fact that for Mel, he just stood on what he felt. Man, the fact that these type of players that he's evaluating, that he personally feels are not better than this player, and the position of value on top of that, he was just not going to allow it to go on. And I enjoyed it. I'm like, you know what? If that's what you feel, man, keep standing on it, because it did become one of those things where it became almost louder than the actual draft. Every pick that went by, we're like, bro, you really not about to take another quarter? Like, you really gonna take another player in front of him? And I look at it no different than, say, Travis Hunter fell, right? Say he fell at the top 10. Do you realize if we got to pick 20 and Travis Hunter wasn't picked, every single pick going forward until he was picked would be the exact same version that we saw with Shedeur, where we're all saying, how is this guy getting picked before him? What are they thinking taking this guy? What's the vision? Let's try to talk ourselves into why this over that, just because it didn't make sense. So to me, I personally didn't have a problem with it. Like I said, if you're going to make these type of picks and then follow it up with the way that they were followed, I mean, you saw the social media, right? You saw how the Browns looked when they made all their other picks. You look at how they look when they picked Shedeur. You listen to how the Browns talk to all their other players on phone calls. You listen to how they talk when they were talking to Shedeur. And you tell me, yeah, everything was just on the up and up. This pick makes 100% sense. Heck, you take 2 quarterbacks 2 rounds after. I'm like, bro, it just, all of it smelt, looked, and it was just weird. So to me, I didn't have an issue with Mel Kiper calling it out, and I'm actually glad he did, because otherwise we would just sit here and be like, oh yeah, he just fell because he just fell. And you're like, well, where was all the Dylan Gabriel hype then beforehand? Because we know how people talk, not just us, but league wide, right? People talked about Shedeur. We never heard Dylan Gabriel talked about like that. So we were like, did Dylan even fall? Or was this like his natural? Or did he go earlier? We all look at Shedeur and say he fell. So that's the only reason why, long answer short, I personally didn't have an issue with, let's go UW taking that type of stance, or not let's go. I didn't have an issue with Mel Kiper taking that type of stance on, Shedeur falling the way that he was falling, man. But like I said, man, that is the beauty of it. All right, next up, man, shout out to the homie Raymond Kane, man. All right, looks like I cut a little bit of your name off. So let me see if I can. Oh, nope. Better say you just got a lot going on in your chat right here, man. So all right, let me try to read all of this off real quick for you. From the homie Raymond Kane, he says he is where are we? He says excited for YA. All right, and let's see. All right, he says, excited for YA. I bumped into him while I was hooping at the campus rec. I played at Iowa in 2012, so we shared some stories. I told him we would draft him, and he loved his meeting with the team. Massive human being, great person. No, man, shout out to you, Raymond Kane. And like I said, unfortunately, your chat got cut off a little bit just due to how much was included in it. But I do appreciate you for the super from the heart. And what I will say about YA is this, man. Big, massive human, man. When you talk about size, dude, my man is 6'6", 336. He can play the 3 technique, the 1 technique, or that true traditional nose tackle. I know some people have looked and said, man, this is Casey Hampton. Me personally, I see a little bit more poor man's Cam Hayward because he's not as athletic, but the way that he plays, heavy hands behind his pads, he wants to bull rush you. He wants to actually physically take you certain places, man. But like I said, he's a bigger frame on it. And like I said, in terms of the 6'6", 336. So I look at him a little bit close to the Cam side, but I love his effort. I love the fact that, this thing, if he was more athletic, he would have been a way higher draft pick, because big men that can move, that play with good effort, don't last long. But for him, man, I think that he is going to be a great addition when you're talking about depth, when you're talking about body types, man. Looking at him, looking at Derek Carmen, looking at Cam Hayward, looking at Keanu Benton, we got a type. And more importantly, we're also sending a message that you're not going to run for 200, 300 yards on us. That's not happening, man. So I do like that right there. But shout out to the homie Raymond Kane on that super chat. Steelers Nation on fire. He says, since the Steelers need more depth at safety, they should bring back Trenton Thompson and Elijah Riley. I like both of those players, actually, man. Trenton Thompson, we know he's a good player. He actually played multiple games for us. Both of these dudes did. But Trenton, man, definitely like his game, man. Obviously, both of those dudes, or at least with Trenton, fits more on the true pass first safety type, whereas when we think of a Deshaun Elliott or even a Terrell Edmonds, we think more they want to get downhill, stop the run, man. They're physical guys. I like Trenton Thompson a lot, though, man. Definitely, I'm intrigued about that one, man. So keep an eye on it, man. Obviously, with the Ryan Watts situation, him having to be released by us and more than likely going to medically retire. Yeah, man. For Trenton Thompson and Elijah Riley, it opens up a door. And we are familiar with them. That's the other part of it, man. So we will see how that continues to go, man. A couple other supers that are in here on the front end. And shout out to all y'all that are dropping the supers in here, man. Like I said, if y'all are enjoying, you know how we starting the show off the day, man. Hit the like button one time for the culture. And don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. Alrighty. Richard Arbizo, he says, I still think Shador was the second best QB. Fans hating our draft only because we didn't get him, but would still take him at 21 even after seeing the fall. Now, I think that's an interesting approach. And if you go back to, the argument, or not the argument, but the convo that, we were having a little while ago about Mel Kiper and why he was harping on Shador's fall, this is part of it. When you look at how people view Shador, I take a similar approach to Richard Arbizo. I thought he was the second best quarterback in the draft. Obviously, Cam Ward's physical traits to me elevated him past Shador, even though I feel like I prefer Shador's style of play better. If we're just talking about starting a team, though, starting a roster, it's like, yeah, Cam Ward, physical traits, yes. And we saw the production at Miami. So all of those things, we slide him above. But outside of that, I'm like, what's the next? Like, what's that convo? And to me, I preferred Shador's style. Now, obviously, we see NFL, man, the teams, they did what they did. I don't hate on our draft because we didn't get Shador. In fact, it was funny. It was almost ironic because I'm like, yo, I remember as soon as the national championship ended, this back when Deke was still in here. What was the first quote we was talking about? We both said, yo, why isn't Will Howard being talked about? Why is Will Howard just this like afterthought? Why doesn't he get any type of, hey, man, this might be a guy that you might want to consider, man. He looks like a pretty good dude, productive player, man, has some adversity, overcame all this other stuff. Like, to me, I look at that and I say, man, we should still feel good that we got a quarterback that can compete. But more importantly, we addressed all the other stuff that we needed to address as well, meaning that run defense in those trenches, man. So I like that part, man. But I'm with you, Richard, man. Yeah, ain't no point in hating on the draft, man. I wouldn't hate on that. All right, and now let's go UW. He says Steelers also cut Adams, and the other Sullivan is no longer coaching with the Steelers. Both Mike Sullivans are gone. Yes, both coaches were named Mike Sullivan, the Steelers quarterback coach, who actually turned into our pseudo offensive coordinator when we fired Matt Canada in the middle of the season. It was Mike Sullivan and Eddie Faulkner who ended up being co-coordinator slash play caller. You know what I mean? So with Mike Sullivan, he obviously had been around for a while. So shout out to him and all the contribution that he had for us. And I'm assuming with the Adams, you're referring to Montravius Adams, man. So yeah, like I said, man, definitely going to be one of those things where, yeah, during this time of year, you make adjustments to the roster. But this is creating opportunities as well, man. In the same way, man, some of these guys come in here, hop on moving trains and they get it going. Other guys, they're not as productive in their time frame, and it gets cut a little bit shorter than they would have probably have liked to. But such is life. But like I said, man, if y'all enjoying the vibe today on the earlier show as well, man, y'all hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And I do appreciate all of the super chats that have come in here thus far as well, man. Like I said, definitely, from the heart, man, means a lot. All right. But let's tap in, man. Let's get to talking about our draft picks, man. Obviously, in the first round, to start this thing off, went with Derek Harmon, man. Big body, interior D tackle, man. Big fan of his game, man. And why is that? Well, number one, man, 6'4", 313, but can play up and down that D line, man. Can line up at the nose tackle, be a 1 technique, could be a 3 technique. He can even bump out to where Cam Hayward plays as a 5 technique. He is that versatile. But on top of that, man, explosive, right? You watch this big dude get out of his stance, man. He gets off the football, man. He can penetrate into the backfield, man, and he's a problem both versus the run and the pass. I think that he bends really well. I think that he understands how to rush the passer. And I think that that's another feather in his cap, because some guys are big and athletic, but they don't necessarily have a plan when they're playing. They don't necessarily understand how they want to attack they're the person that's in front of them. But to me, he always seems to have some type of plan. And I think that he can still get a lot better fundamentally from like I said, from a fundamental and technical standpoint. And I still feel like his floor, though, is already high. Because that was part of the knock with a guy like Larry Ogunjobi, with a guy like Stephon Tuitt. Technique not always consistent, but the athleticism and the get off was there. To me, when I look at Derek, I'm like, man, he is athletic and explosive, but he is very much on the fundamentally sound side, which to me makes me really intrigued about him. And I think that he's going to be a big time asset. Now, we obviously heard about the story surrounding his mother, man. Tragic, man. Heart breaks for him. it's like beautiful and tragic all at the same time, right? He becomes a first round draft pick. He gets a chance to, talk with his mother who's on life support and passes away shortly after finding out that he was a first round draft pick. So you get those final moments. You get that chance to, experience your life's work up until that point. But like I said, it's unfortunate that it's followed by one of the craziest and just, toughest things to overcome, at least from my experience, when you lose your mother, man. Like, I could only imagine the roller coaster that has been his weekend. And all we could do is give him space, lean, in terms on showing him support in all the different ways that we can, because it's going to be a lot for him to deal with, and it's not going to just go away tomorrow or next week. It's going to be something he's going to deal with every single day that he puts on that uniform, man. And hopefully, he can use this as a motivation. Hopefully he can use this as something that just continues to be his constant reminder of why he does what he does, why he works as hard as he works, and ultimately the person that he is trying to still honor even with them passing. So, like I said, man, a lot of thoughts and prayers with the homie Derek Harmon, man, but super, super excited about him joining the black and gold, man. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Next up, though, shout out, man. Iowa. Man, we was Big Ten hunting this weekend. I tell you that. Caleb Johnson, 6'1", 224. Nice running back. Picked him, obviously, 83rd overall in the third round. And he is for certain one of those guys, too, man, that to me reminds me of Melvin Gordon. I know we were saying L Bell, but the more I went back and watched, I'm like, bro, I see Melvin Gordon just not as explosive. Right, because we know Melvin, he was the one that can get to the edge and then still take a 70-80 on you. To me, though, when I look at Caleb Johnson, big back, man, nice vision in terms of being able to be to me, I think, a silky smooth zone runner. But I also feel like he has the ability to be that one-cut downhill runner as well. To me, the contact balance stands out. The vision stands out. He has patience, but it's not patience in the sense of L Bell, where we're like, yo, he'll stop his feet patient. His patience is more, like I said, the Melvin Gordon type. Trying to think some of these other, 6'1", 6'2", longer, linear type body. Obviously the Ollie Gordon types, right? Reminds me of more of that type of back. And that's why you would hear me at times mention Caleb Johnson and Ollie Gordon at the same time, saying like, yeah, I like them both, but obviously Caleb was a little bit faster. But to me, I think that, he is going to be a nice compliment to Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren, explosive backs, powerful backs, but smaller backs. When you talk about Caleb Johnson, he is the guy that we're going to look at this. I need 10 to 12, 10 to 15 reps of you doing the grunt, you taking the big body shot. So that way I ain't got to have Jalen Warren taking all them shots. You feel me? Like, that's the thought process, man. But I like the value on it. I'm not going to just sit here today and say, oh, he's an upgrade over Najee. But I do feel like he puts us in a framework that he should be able to at least give us the down in and down out availability that Najee was giving us. We will see if he can sustain that. And then obviously the added element would be if you can give us that explosive part where we're breaking off a little bit more frequently, 15 plus yard runs. That's the thing that we felt was lacking with Najee's game. So we will see how Caleb Johnson can continue to evolve with that. But I'm excited about the Caleb Johnson pick, man. I think he's going to be a nice compliment to our backfield that we currently have going right now. All right. Then from there, man, in the fourth round, this was a little bit of a surprise. I like it, but I was definitely surprised. All right. We went with an LB, an edge rusher. Shout out to the Ohio State, though, Mike Hood. I know you was smiling ear to ear, man. Team captain, national champion, Jack Sawyer. Took him 123rd overall in the fourth round. Super productive player, man. But this is one of those guys, man. He rushes the passer, he plays the run, and he does it in a physical way. All right. Has a nice inside move, nice change up in terms of his rushing plan, but he passed the eyeball test. I mean, I feel like that's when you talk Ohio State players, all of them look like massive NFL football players. You're like, bro, you are 6'4", 260. You look every bit of 6'4", 260, bro. Like, holy smokes, man. Interesting move though, man. To me, man, watching him on tape, I love him against the run. I feel like he wins versus the pass consistently, but I want to see how he continues to evolve and just continue to grow that. He wins more off of actually like rushing moves versus what you traditionally see at the collegiate level where a guy is just a flamethrower, right? He has a great get off and he's running by everybody. That's usually my knock on the Penn State LOBs, not Abdul Carter, but traditionally them Penn State guys are just great athletes. They can run by you and you get to this level and it's like, all right, these guys are just as fast. What is your rush plan? What is your move? To me, I feel like Jack Sawyer actually has a rush plan. He actually has moves, and I do like that. But I love him versus the run. And watching that, I was just like, yo, we are not going to allow teams to run the football against us. That's the mindset. If Jack has to get out there early, we are not going to allow teams to run the football. Now, to add to it, some of the other things that I like is this. Shoo. Oh, Jack Sawyer here. I don't know if y'all remember, it was a post a little while ago. To me, I'm just like, okay, are we trying to get a little insurance here, a little leverage here, a little just in case? Oh man, we can't get this contract done right. I got another 6'4", 260-pound edge rush baby. I got Highsmith and Nick Herbig. I feel like we'll be all right. I was just like, okay, is that what this is? Is that the if it gets weird pick? Because, man, I didn't think we needed an outside linebacker. Y'all know what I was talking. I was like, yo, if we wanted to talk secondary picks, right, secondary needs, I'm like, okay, D-line, cornerback, off-ball linebacker, wide receiver. If you want to go down that route, we knew running back and quarterback, absolutely. But, yeah, I was just like, man, all right. Jack Sawyer. Okay. But, hey, national champion and, more importantly, team captain, man. He was a part of that movement as well, man. That same team that lost to Michigan last game, regular season, where it looked like it was going to be bleak, fire everybody. Who's the guy? A part of that defense leading the charge. And we also saw him in the biggest moments, man. College football playoffs extended format, make play after play, and have one of the biggest plays of all college football, where you had the strip sack, trifecta, scoop, score, take it to the house. Insane play versus Texas, man. We'll never forget it, man. I jumped out my seat watching it, man. So the fact that Jack Sawyer was the pick, man, to me, I was excited about it. But at the same time, I was excited more so after the fact, because we know during the fact who was available, man. This is still when we're watching Shedeur just kind of sit there on the board and just like, yo, we need a quarterback. So I ain't gonna lie, when this pick happened, I said, yeah, we ain't taking a quarterback. We all on Aaron Rodgers. This was the pick. They kind of signaled that to me. All right. But like I said, man, shout out to Jack Sawyer, though, man. I'm a fan of his game, man. I think that he's going to be a nice addition. Great depth to start it off, man, if that's your fourth guy. But more importantly, man, like I said, it gives you insurance, man. If one of your top three dudes in terms of TJ, Highsmith, or Herbig go down, you got a guy that you feel very confident in. But more importantly, if contracts negotiations with TJ Watt don't go the way that we want them to go, This is one of the ones, because I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. I'm watching him and I'm like, I can see it. Like in what do they call it? In the multiverse, right. If this is TJ Watt in this universe, I could see a couple multiverses over where Jack Sawyer is the TJ Watt, because I'm like, you got some similarities with your game, with your body movements. You obviously got the prototypical size. You got some stuff. I can see the similarities. I'm just throwing it out there. And you Big Ten on top. And I'm just throwing it out there. But, I don't want to mess up our day-to-day. All right? I don't want to mess up our day-to-day. But shout out to Jack Sawyer, though. Definitely a fan of the Jack Sawyer pickup, man. All righty. But then we followed it up, getting the big boy that we were talking about a little bit earlier, Y.A. Black, man, the 6'6", 336-pound interior D tackle from Iowa. To me, man, like I said, little less athletic Cam Hayward type. That's what he puts me in the mind of. And him and Derek Harmon, seeing those two picks, I was like, yo, you want Cam Haywards. You're looking for that type. Big, strong, heavy hands, plays behind their pads. And when I say heavy hands, when they put their hands on these offensive linemen, you see the offensive linemen's momentum stop, right? When they put their hand on a double T, it's like you see that guy stop. You see that guy kind of jolt back. That's the heavy hand. Some guys place their hands on, opponents, and usually it has zero resistance, but you'll see those guys kind of like engage and they'll, build up to it afterwards. Then you got them dudes, it's like, yo, he just got cinder blocks for hands. He's just, pow. When he touch you, you're reacting back. When I look at why, I see a lot of that. And to me, I'm excited about it, man. I think that getting him in here with the Derek Harmon, with the Keanu Benton, with the Cam Hayward, I think that all of those guys learning under Cam are going to, have monumental jumps because Cam is the ultimate technician, the ultimate fundamentalist. But on top of that, his effort is unmatched. And that's the one thing that I will never forget from 2014 to when I left to when I come back and I watch him in training camp now. He's still that guy that after a play is done, if he's on the field and it's a run play that spit, that burst, they got an explosive, he's chasing the ball carrier 30 yards downfield, 40 yards downfield. And it's contagious. It sets a standard and it lets you know that you can't play in this room at this position and not play with this type of effort. And I love that about my dog Killer Cam, man. Love that. So for YA, I think this is a great opportunity for him. And I think that he should benefit from this, man, in a large, large way, man. All right. But shout out the YA Black. And trust me, man, I'm going to go through, like I said, talk about these guys a little bit more. And then after that, I'm going to come back to all of y'all, though, man. All right. Because I want to get some interaction, some engagement. All right. I got to know how y'all truly feel about these guys. All right. So coming soon. But after that, man, 6th round, we finally took us a quarterback. Finally. Pick 185 overall in the 6th round. We went with the national champion, Will Howard. I'm a fan. 6'4", 236. Got a big arm. He can sling it, but he can also run. Not crazy athletic, but athletic enough. Most definitely can run. And tough. Dealt with some injuries, man. Had some adversity in his career, but tough. And more importantly, I look at what he was able to do this year specifically. The expectations at Ohio State, losing to Michigan, how he was talked about, how that staff was talked about, everybody was talked about. And then you look at the gauntlet that Ohio State had to go and play for the college football playoffs. We talked about some of these teams in the college football playoffs, and we're like, yeah, man, they got lucky. They got a great set of matchups. That's not how we talked about Ohio State. We was like, yo, Ohio State, they got to go through they got some killers they got to deal with. And he was the leader, the captain on offense. Now, granted, he had a lot of players get drafted on that offense, and that's the part to me that I look at as a pro and a con. Some people are going to say, man, you played on a loaded roster, you should look good. I look at it and say, yeah, you played on an NFL roster, but you also had to make that talent go, especially in the postseason, which we did see him do. And at one of the biggest critical moments, gotta have it, everything on the line. He's the one who makes the big boy throw it on the grass to Jeremiah Smith, let alone the play that you're throwing into. I'm more impressed with the fact that you had the guts and the cojones to actually throw the ball that day, boy. Playing beyond the sticks, right? Possession down. That's Will Howard. That's, to me, the thing that makes me excited. I'm not about to sit here and act like he's going to be a day one starter. Nah. But what I'm excited about is this. My whole thought process going into the draft, and y'all heard me say it time and time again. If Mason is our starting quarterback, that's fine. But I would like to see Mason have to beat somebody out in the process of becoming the starting quarterback. I don't care if that's Jalen Milroe, Shedeur Sanders, Tyler Shuck, Jackson Dart, Will Howard, Kyle McCord, or anybody else, Dylan Gabriel included. I just want to know that whoever is QB1, if you're not named Aaron Rodgers, you actually had to earn it. You actually had to go out here and in a competition throughout the offseason prove that you were more consistent than that player. Will Howard, to me, is a valuable candidate. I like Will Howard more than I like Skylar Thompson just as a pure quarterback. So to me, now I feel like, okay, if Mason has to be the guy, at least I know he beat out a national champion who played extremely well in that process. And hey, if it's Will Howard that has to start, well, look, it was going to be bad. All right, let's try to do what we do. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play great defense. Hey, the same way you had a Jeremiah Smith and Mecca Buka and all that other talent out there, treated the same way. We throwing verticals and back shoulders, baby. You know what we on. So that's kind of my mindset with it as it pertains to Will Howard. I'm not looking at him and say he's a world beater, but what says he can't develop more? And that's the other part. We act as if, all right, whatever you are when you come into the league, that's what you are when you leave the league. No, this is your entry point. We like, okay, you got a floor. It's not the best floor, but it is a floor. But we like your ceiling as well. Let's see what you could develop into. Let's see what, now that you're in here, now that you don't have to worry about going to, class, and you got that test. No. You just football 100% now. Let's see what type of development you can have. And the flip side from Mason Rudolph, how do you respond? How do you respond to this new adversity now? We know we still may be waiting to see about Aaron Rodgers, but before we know what that is, you know what this one is now. How do you handle this adversity? And to me, I'm excited about both of these dudes, man. I don't care in terms of what we might be projecting. Because, heck, we could go down the list of, well, did you project this guy to be that? No, but he developed into that. Y'all won't complain about that, right? So what's the difference with this one? For all the skeptics out there that are, oh, it's well, I don't care about that. Oh, it's I don't care about that. All right, cool. But then when they actually do produce, don't be the ones jumping out your seat, right? Because that's the other part of it. It's like, yeah, we want to wait till we get the final result and actually see the answers. But when it's the part to actually see, okay, if you believe that it can, or if you think that it can, this is your chance to actually talk about it right now. I'm just letting you know, there are certain things that both these dudes do well, man. But that's just from my perspective. Well, everybody gonna have the same perspective, and that's the beautiful part of this thing, man. But to me, I'm excited about the Will Howard pick, man. Like I said, bring in a dude that is championship pedigree that I saw produce at the highest level. And yeah, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. All right. But from there, we also, and I will say this too, the Will Howard pickup doesn't deter us from doing anything else we want to do quarterback wise. If we want to still sign Aaron Rodgers this year, we can still sign Aaron Rodgers. Heck, if you want to draft a quarterback in the first round next year, guess what? You still can do that. Nothing right now is off the table because of a Will Howard pick. And that's the other part where I'm just like, I don't feel like I lost right there. I needed a quarterback. I got me one. And I honestly thought that Will Howard would have been going for the 6th round. But the way that this quarterback thing played out, such is life, man. Such is life. So to me, man, I'm excited though. Let's see what he does when he gets into camp, man. Let's see what he does. All righty. Then from there, man, you know it wouldn't be a Steelers draft if we didn't tap into the bloodlines. No. My bad. I was Roman Reigns. Wrong bloodline. All right. The other bloodline, the Steelers bloodline. You know that Steelers bloodline, baby. Did your cousin play? Did your daddy play? Did your mama date anybody? Is the cafeteria, do you know anybody in the staff? Is there any way, shape, or form that, you have a tie to the organization? Shout out to my man, Carson Bruner. 226 pick overall in the 7th round, man. Off-ball linebacker, man, 6'1", 227. I like his game, man. But it's funny, man, because, yes, the first thing they say is the son of former Pittsburgh Steelers tight end and current scout for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mark Bruner. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's get it. So you cut the tape on. Moves well, man. Off-ball linebacker, more of a zone dropping LB, man. Did create a good amount of turnovers at Washington, though. Very instinctive. I love how he attacks the football, though. That's the one thing that continues to jump off, whether it's in pass or run. To me personally, I think early on, special teams is going to be the name of his game. We love competition at every position. I look at Tyler Metcalf, I look at Mark Robinson, and I say, this is that variation. This is the newer, younger version of that, because he is a mix between both of those dudes. Smart, instinctive, sees what he's supposed to see, but has some of that athleticism, has some of that size, has some of that burst. Not full burst like Mark Robinson, but I think that he does have some of that athleticism in here that will make him a little bit more challenging to get up out of here. And then at the same time, when you're talking about the cerebral element of it, seeing what he's supposed to see, understanding throwing lanes, understanding run, like his fit and stuff like that, I think that he has a little bit more of that, or at least a level that will be able to challenge a guy like a Tyler Metcalf at times, man. So I do like that part right there. And like I said, man, at this stage of the draft, you're looking for, if this is somebody that you personally feel good about, or if it has a cool storyline, or in this case, man, you got a little bit of that family tied to it then, man. So to me, I like that with Carson Bruner. We will see how he gets acclimated to the scenario, man, of being a part of the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. But to me, man, it doesn't hurt to bring in LBs. It doesn't hurt to bring in competition. It also doesn't hurt to, like I said, man, keep the bloodlines going, man. Keep the bloodlines going. And then the last pick that we had in the NFL draft, man, was pick 229 in the 7th round. Dante Kent, the corner / punt returner. Dude could fly, right? 5'10", $189. He is very thin, but dude can run with the wind. I think I saw they had him timed at like a 4.38. And 4.38 when you 5'10", $189, it looked like 4.2. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. Dude could run. Dude look fast. And more importantly, on top of that, the thing that I really enjoyed was this, man. Some players test fast, but they don't play fast. Or they don't play as fast as they tested. To me, when I'm watching Dante Kent specifically as a punt returner, he is playing with his foot all the way on the gas pedal, man. When he is running through the smokestack, man, when he is trying to make these returns, he is fearless from what I saw. And I'm like, all right, I can cook with that. Speed kills at this level, man. If you're a fast guy, that's why you can be smaller as long as you're faster. It's when you're slow, that's when it becomes really, really challenging on you, man. But Dante has a defining characteristic, which is speed, which is elusiveness. And when he has the football in his hand, I think it really highlights it. Now, him as a defender, I know why he was at Central Michigan, man. He was playing a little bit outside corner and inside corner. I think he's a slot corner. I would leave him there and allow him time to just kind of grow and develop. I don't personally anticipate him beating out a Beanie Bishop, beating out a Juan Thornhill, beating out anybody that, we might have named ahead of time as a slot corner, just because I think he has to improve his fundamentals, his vision, and just technique as a whole for that. But the effort that he plays with continues to show. That was another reason why I could tell you he runs fast, because it's like, man, unfortunately, you see him have to chase players down in certain elements because of them creating separation or because of them getting open, but he catches them all. That's the other part. It's like, he eats up the grass in a hurry. So I'm like, even if you are out there and, he has to get out there on defense early on and is in a little bit of a bind, he has the effort and he has the ability to correct his mistakes due to the speed that he plays with, at least at that level. So obviously we don't want that to be a reoccurring theme at this level, because these athletes are a lot bigger, stronger, faster, and the more you play that game, the worse it could get for you. But as a whole, man, I'm a fan of it, man. Like I said, at this stage of the draft, and it's one of those things where you just say, all right, what is it about this guy that I may or may not like? Let's see how we can implement him into the program and what he might, be able to do for us, man. But as a whole, man, Dante Kent, man, I ain't tripping on the pick, man. I'm not tripping on it, man. So shout out to Dante being our final 7th round pick. All right. Take a little sip, and then after that, let's have a little fun with this thing real quick, all right? Because I do see all of y'all rocking out in the comment section in the chat, man, so I do appreciate y'all for that. But what I want to do now, let's get back to the beginning of the thing. All right. There we go. So with Derek Harmon, man, y'all let me know in the comment section. All right. Actually, I'm going to put this poll in real quick because I want to get your thoughts, man, on how y'all rate the pick, man. Were y'all a fan of this pick at pick 21, or would you rather went in a different direction? So I'll just simply say good pick, or would you went in a different direction? All right. Or would y'all rather I put a grade out there, right? Would you give it an A, B, C, or D? All right. Y'all let me know which one would y'all prefer. Y'all want to say good pick or wanted somebody other or wanted somebody else, or would y'all rather the poll say the letter grade A, B, C, or below? All right. I see the homie Rod Dollar saying give it a letter grade. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. I'm going to do it like this then. All right. Round 1. All right. A. Shout out. And one of these times, man, YouTube's actually going to make it, easy on me to just copy and paste and stuff, so I ain't got to do it like this in person. All right. But either way, we're going to make it shake. So you give it A, B, C, or not so good. All right. First poll is in for our first round draft pick, Derek Harmon. All right. Y'all hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. All right. But let me know. We got the poll in. What grade do you give the Derek Harmon pick in round 1? All right. Do see some of y'all. Oh yeah, I see y'all hopping in. I see y'all engaging on it. And actually, y'all in here pretty thick on a Monday afternoon, might I add, after this long weekend we didn't had at the draft. Come on now, man. It was a good time. It was definitely a good time. But yeah, man, I see some picks coming in. I see some. Okay. And yes, Youngstown Law Dog, they said he's dealing with a shoulder injury or have been dealing with a shoulder injury. And for some people, that had them a little bit hesitant about drafting him. But from the Steelers standpoint, all the medical checked out to them. And on top of that, he did not miss any games or any time did his play look compromised on tape going off of this past year on top of that. So there has been conversation about his shoulder. And yes, to an extent, I have a little bit of concern about it just because, yeah, you're going to get hurt at this level. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when and to what, seriousness is the injury going to happen. But to me, man, until I see him not be able to play or until I see his production become in question or his technique become in question, I'm going to have confidence that the medical staff, that the same group that I remember when TJ Watt came out, they looked at his knee and how he had, zippers on both sides, and nobody tripped on that because he came out and he's been a healthy and productive player. I get the Troy Fautanu element from a year ago, but to me, I think this is one of those things where we have to treat it case by case. If we, look at it and say, well, this one, oh my God, we can't do it again, then what's the TJ Watt answer? Because I definitely remember that convo, and I remember kind of selfishly hoping like, all right, well, maybe y'all gonna avoid him because, them zippers. And he showing up was in that room, and I was like, yep, think this will be our last year in Pittsburgh, guys. But shout out, man. And yeah, man, it looks like an overwhelming amount of support for the Derek Harmon pick in the first round. Looks like he is at a whopping A right now. Sheesh, 81%. I like it, man. And it looks like the closest thing that we have is 17% being a B grade, man. So shout out on that one, man. All right. Well, we like the Derek Harmon pick then. All right, shout out to Derek Harmon being the guy then. All right, let's check out round 2 then. All right, or excuse me, because we didn't have a round 2. Round 3, Caleb Johnson. So give me a second real quick while I create this poll for the Caleb Johnson pick. Let's see how we feel about that one. All right. Oh, third rounder, huh? Shoot, I ain't gonna lie, man. See him in the third. I'm like, yep, let's go. Now, granted, yes, if y'all was on the call, y'all remember how my dog TG was feeling. Yo, hey, man, said, don't take no, you gotta draft no running back, man. Never draft a running back. All right. But the poll is in for our third rounder, Caleb Johnson. Let me know how y'all felt about him being the third round pick. Obviously, we know there were some other names on the board at that time, man. That's back when we were heavy on the Shador watch. We're like, bro, you're not about to pass him, man. If the Browns did it again, Raiders doing it. Oh, man, it's definitely time. But shout out, man. Caleb Johnson coming in hot. Like I said, man, and big body contact, balance. Nice player. We talked about him a good amount this pre-draft period too, man. And Tom Jade, I did see those 11 people hit us with the not so good on the 1% on the not so good on the Derek Harmon pick. So far so good over here, man. We don't have any not so goods on the Caleb Johnson. He's not as dominant A, but he's heavily on the A side for his pick, man. Chris G said he thought the Caleb Johnson pick was his favorite pick. Thought he'd be gone in a second. Yeah, that makes two of us, man. I did not think that he would be around at this stage of the draft, but glad that he was. Definitely glad that he was, man. But yeah, 74% right now are giving the Caleb Johnson pick in the third round an A. 24% are giving him a B, and then 4% got a C grade on the pick right now. Austin Powervich says that Caleb Johnson looks like a diet Le'Veon Bell. Hey, look, man, like I said, I give him Melvin Gordon. That's what I saw, man. I'm like, I like it, though, man. Hey, shout out to the big body 220 plus running backs out here, man. Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. All right. So I will end it. But yeah, still heavily on the, optimistic positive side with the Caleb Johnson pick in the third round. 72% gave it an A. 24% gave it a B. And then only 3% gave it a C. And 0% were against the pick or viewed it as not so good. So definitely like that as well, man. Shout out to Caleb Johnson. You passed the eyeball test, Caleb. That's what it sounds like. You passed the test, baby. So far, so good. Next up, we know in the fourth round was Jack Sawyer. So, we got to see how y'all feel about this one. Because specifically with Jack, what type of, what's the thought process? Is this the, we don't think the negotiation is going great pick? Or is this the, hey, we just think that, you and me a great addition to what we currently have pick? I mean, there's some options that we got to discuss with this pick. So, y'all let me know, man. Nah. All right. So what grade do you give Jack Sawyer? The Jack Sawyer pick in round 4. All right. Perfect. Poll is in. And I do see y'all hitting that like button on top of interacting with the poll. I appreciate y'all engagement and all of this other stuff. Like I said, we trying to keep it interactive, man. We trying to add little details here and there and here. Austin Powerovich said he also was saluting the Melvin Gordon comp that I had brought up, man, with Caleb Johnson. Yeah, man, I'm with you on that, man. We got a lot of people, man. Ooh, B Ham 80 also had brought up DeMarco Murray. Yeah, them long, like, outside zone, but can get downhill type running backs, man. I like these dudes, man. I like them. Or excuse me, zone running type running backs, man. I like them, man. I like him. Lamont Curry said he's a Ray Rice without the elevator. Jeez Louise, don't do him like that, man. Don't do him like that. Let's get it. All right. Now, this pick is a little bit more diverse in terms of its, reception amongst Steeler Nation. 43% are rating it as a B. 37% give the Jack Sawyer pick an A. 18% say C. Now, remember, during this time frame, we still had a quarterback just yet. Shedeur Sanders was still on the board along with Dylan Gabriel, Will Howard, and everybody included. And this was where we were all like, yo, what's the direction at quarterback? What's the answer? And we went edge rusher. In true Steelers fashion, I'm surprised we waited till, this long. Usually we take them in the first round. But, we waited till, the fourth round to take old Jack Sawyer here, man. 21% give it a C. And then we got 2% saying not so good. This is the first one we've had a little bit higher of a percentile for it. Not so good. All right. Got a little bit more time. We will give this poll for you all to engage on, man. I like when y'all get up on the poll and make it move, man. Y'all making it move today, man. Y'all making it move. I like it. Y'all ain't as happy as this poll, though. I can tell. All right. Let me pull out. All right. The poll is out. Y'all ain't like that one too much. Jack Sawyer, 40% gave it a B. All right. 36% gave it an A. 20% gave it a C grade. And 2% voted as not so good. Shout out to the homie Mike T as well. And all Rex 7, we ain't pausing nothing, man. We talking football, man. Don't get weird when I put the poll in deep and then I let it sit in there for a little while. Then I take it out in 2 minutes. I ain't got a lot of stamina right now with the poll, all right? And I can tell y'all ain't like the Jack stamina poll too much. So that's why I pulled the poll out, all right? I'm just telling you, this is what was going on, all right? We just talking football. Why y'all being weird about it? Don't be weird. It's just a poll. I let you know when I was putting it in. I told you I was coming, and then I took it out. All right? So don't get weird about it, all right? Don't get weird. Jeez. All right. The next pick we had, 5th rounder. All right. Let's get ready to get this thing rolling real quick, all right? Y'all are funny, man. Like I said, man, why y'all making it weird, bro? It's just football we talk about, all right? We just in here talking some ball. That's it. We just talking a little ball, all right? Just talking some ball. Yep. Yeah, or YA Black. Shout out to YA Black. Let me get this next poll now. All right. Because I'm a fan of YA Black, all right? Definitely a fan of YA Black. All righty. Yeah, because they said size don't matter. Why you ain't black? All right, begs the difference. So shout out. Let's get it. Let's get it. Looks like y'all bigger fans of the YA Black. I see y'all coming in good on that one now. Jamie Carlo, don't do me like that now, Jamie Carlo. I don't know what you talk about, man. I don't know what you talk about. Ain't no Diddy over here, man. No Diddy talk, man. None of that. No. And like Pittsburgh Toddy said, we swinging from the gallows on the pole today, boy. Absolutely, man. All right. I'm telling you, man, I'm trying to get y'all a variety pack pole today. All right. Big pole, little pole, thick pole, thin pole. Just engage on the pole. All right. Just engage on it. Hit the like button while y'all in here too. I know y'all enjoying it. I can see the numbers. So don't look at me and be looking at me like, oh, I'm being weird. I'm just talking ball. All right. Just a Steelers fan in here, hanging with the gang, talking shop. All right. I was tired of being in here by myself since the homie D, moved on. Shout out to my dog though. So I was like, let me just get a picture of me in here. All right. So I got my homie in here. I got my greens in here. So you know how we doing over here. Research Daddy-O. And we still vintage. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to DC53. Says the poll talk is approved. See, I just want a little consent. And now that I have verbal, I got some consent in here. We're good now. We're good. Okay. Jeez. See, Austin Powerfish likes this big poll right here. He says 6'6", 300 plus. Yeah, YA is a monster. Absolutely. An absolute monster. And he is going to make our interior part of our D-line so much stronger, man. And the competition is going to be better as well, having a guy like him. Like I said, to me, this just gave me the feeling that we have a type. When we're talking about our interior D-lineman this year, we have a type. We want 6'4", 6'5", because Derek Harmon is 6'4.5". So it's like, we want that taller, longer body build, but at the same time, we want size. We want dudes that are going to command two bodies on them. Otherwise, they can disrupt your day. They can disrupt you in the trenches and make it hard to run the football. These are all the things to me that YA, that Derek Harmon bring to the table. But think about what we've done in the past. Logan Lee, Isaiah Loudermilk, Keanu Benton, all these guys are fitting that mold right there. So I like that a lot. But yeah, let me pull the poll out real quick because it looks like, we had a lot of people on that poll right there. Shout out to YA. All right. Y'all like YA a little bit more than y'all like the Jack Sawyer poll. I peeped that. 50% gave it an A. Shout out to YA Black. 50% gave it an A. 38% gave it a B. 11% gave it a C. And nobody, 0%, said not so good. So it looks like we do want, we did want interior dudes, man, people that can help stop the run, man. So I like that right there. And also at this stage, when we made this pick, Shedeur Sanders was no longer available as well, man. So that could have also been one of those things that people are like, all right, I like it. We're good, man. We're good. All right. But now, man, we said in the 6th round, man, we did take Will Howard. So let's get ready to see how y'all feel about the Will Howard poll. The national champion, Will Howard from the Ohio State University. All right. Like I said, the irony of it all. Literally coming in here after that national championship game, talking about, why isn't anybody talking about him? Why can't we get him? And turn around and him actually be the quarterback that we end up with. I was like, oh, snap. All right. So here we go. Let's see. The Will Howard poll is in. All right. What grade do you give the Will Howard pick in round 6, 185th overall? All righty. Chris G said this whole draft screams value. I would agree with you on that, man. Definitely agree with you on that. Tom J said, can you give a grade higher than A? That is funny, man. Hey, look, man, I'm digging it, man. I can dig it. Hey, for some people, man, they love Will Howard, man. That's their guy. You know what I mean? I know, like I said, we'll talk to TG in a little bit here, man. But for some of these people, man, it's like, they preferred Will over some of these other quarterbacks. I don't want to throw the Big Ben name out there, but y'all know some people going to throw that. They're going to see them comparisons and be like, oh, is that Big Benish? Is that big? Is that 7-ish? It got some similarities. I already know. Yep. Hey, shout out to Malvo does it as well, man. You're never late, man. You're always on time. You know that, man. So I appreciate you tapping in with us as well, man. They say, now don't be saying all that now. Don't be talking all crazy now. Now you're going to throw the Josh Allen on him, Tom G. I'm just, all right. They say Josh Allen is loosely based on a story on Big Ben. You know that. Come on, man. You know how this thing goes. So if it's Will Howard to Josh, it's some way all roads lead back to 7. Big, strong, rocket arm, but also got mobility, man. You see it, man. It's the big frame. I already know, man. It's the big frame. All right. And he wins. He's a champion, man. You love to see it. Big school guy, blue blood, the Ohio State. And y'all know we love an Ohio State connection. Like I say, he was the leader of the free band. He's the leader of the world over there in Ohio State, man. Team captain, all right? Team captain. Let's go. Pete Noriega Rudy said, bro, don't you ever disrespect something like that. I just y'all know how I get, man. It was like, yo, that's, hey, it should look like 7. It's where everybody was like, hey, it should look like Al Bell. I'm just, all right, just throw it out there. All right, just throw it out there. It's a Central Michigan wide receiver as well. Just whoa, or Central Michigan player as well. We'll do it. All right, now speedy return, man. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Alrighty. But the final results on that particular poll. Oh man, no, where'd it go, man? Oh, come back. There we go. All right. So the final results on the Will Howard poll, 58% gave it an A, 28% gave it a B, 7% rated it a C, and then 5% gave it a not so good on the Will Howard pick. All right. Then from there, man, Carson Bruner, you know, we got to go back to the bloodlines. All right, let's get this one in here real quick. See how we felt about old Carson. All righty. Make sure I got him spelled right. First of our 7th round gang. All right, shout out to the 7th rounders, man. All picks matter. You know this. All right, but we got the Carson Bruner poll in. Let's see how y'all feel about old Carson Bruner being the selection at this stage of the draft, man. I know me, like when you get to this stage, I'm cool with bloodlines and I'm cool with, interesting stories. Interesting story for me. Y'all know on my mock drafts, I was mocking Shiloh at this stage. I'm like, yeah, give me a Sanders. All right. I was pairing them both, but at this stage, yeah, give me a Sanders, give me something. This the vibe I'm on. All right. But let's see how the gang felt about old Carson Bruner. Let's get it. Oh, okay. Now, this is a little bit more diverse in terms of the reaction to this particular one right here. All right. Okay. But I like it. Shout out to Matthew 55. What's the word, baby? I see you in the building. I sees you. I like it. All right. Shout out to the homie Carson Bruner. And yes, man, the dude can play, man, against the run and creates turnovers. I like it, man. But 39% gave this pick a C at this stage of the draft. 35% rated it a B. And then 14% gave it an A, with 10% rating the pick as not so good. All right. Now, the final pick that we did have in the draft, and I will go and do this one a little bit quicker just because we got TG getting ready to tap in. But good old Dante. Shout out to Dante Kent right here, man. Speedy Dante Kent. All right. Final 7th round pick. Let me get this poll ready for Yins. All right, this is a little fast poll right here. Like I said, man, dude can fly. He can fly. All right. Should we call him Little AB since he went to Central Michigan and he could punt return too and he looks really electric with the football in his hands? Or is that too much? I'm just figure I just asked. But let's go. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Dante Kent, the final 7th round pick. And Lamont Curry, I won't do the undrafted ones today, but I will do them either on Wednesday's show or following on Monday. All right, just giving you a heads up, man, because I know right now these players, man, they still can be moving back and forth, man. All right, so I just want to give a little bit more time on that, man. But I will definitely talk about the undrafted guys because, like I said, man, Beanie Bishop started how many games for us last year? I was an undrafted guy, man. Not a lot of people believed that he could or would be a key contributor, but we saw his impact, man. So trust me, they will get their due diligence, man. Believe that. But yeah, I'm liking the Dante Kent. All right. I'll see how y'all reacting. Kevin Weatherholt said, yo, the dude's name is low-key fire. I mean, I could dig it, man. It's like Clark Kent, but it's Dante Kent. Don't play with that man, bro. Don't play with him. Yeah. And yes, Chris, I can see the boom or bust element with Dante, man. But speed kills. Speed most definitely kills. And it looks like, though, we're pretty supportive of the Dante Kent pick as a whole, man. 49% giving it a B grade, 21% give it an A, and 16% give it a C, with 12% rating it as not so good. So as a whole, I think we feel pretty good about this draft. I like it a lot, man. But like I said, man, if y'all were digging the picks, man, and y'all think that these were good picks, man, hit the like button one time for the culture. And don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. Alrighty. So with that being the case, let's actually, I'm going to go ahead and get the TG interview fired up. Let's do that. And then when we finish up with the interview, man, I'll run through these remaining super chats. All right. And then from there, man, we'll be good to go. But like I said, man, if y'all enjoying the show, don't forget to hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel, because it's time for my dog. Yeah, you know what time it is. Now, usually when the homie is joining the show, it's audio only. But as you can see, he done took some time out for us to show off that beautiful Norfolk State gear over there. He got the fresh fit. I see how you look, man. You fresh off the spring game, man. You look good. You look good over there, man. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So I am talking about that one and only Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker. I'm talking about the West Virginia Mountaineer alum. I'm talking about that daggone defensive coordinator of Norfolk State University, Terence Garvin, TG, man. Good to see my dog. Shining over there, man. You look real official over there, man.
Yeah, man. Work mode, spring ball. In the spring, it's that time, recruiting, transfer portal, trying to watch it, figure it out. Free agency. Free agency.
You say your college free agency is a thing now. All right. I don't care what y'all said. This is real life now. All right. But my dog, let's get into it. Let's get into it though, man. Obviously, we know we just had the NFL draft finally get completed. A lot that went on this weekend, man. Obviously, we can react to our picks first, but let's talk about the elephant in the room, because we obviously know what the big elephant is. Man, that boy Shador went in the 5th, 144th overall. Yeah. Are you surprised? How did you see everything, man? What's your take on this here?
I mean, we talked about this, and it was dangerous. He was dangerous. He was in dangerous water. If he didn't get picked by that New Orleans, I think it was at like 10. He was in trouble. So it was.
Sheesh.
He had a shot with Pittsburgh. But it's like after you get out of the first. One thing about quarterbacks, like besides the Geno effects and whatnot, you don't see quarterbacks like high value going second. Quarterbacks, you either going like that first or you start to drop to right that third, So it's like when he slipped to the second, he was in trouble. you know, because it's like now it's kind of like, do you want this as your potential backup? What are you thinking? How's this going? Then all that other stuff do come into factor. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I seen a lot per se of like attitude. Like I don't want to say his attitude, but just his flavor, just his
Yeah.
natural, his persona. Because no matter what, it's like I think it's a hate it or love it type thing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so you know, it happens. That draft, I think this was one of the best drafts we've had in a long time because we didn't know
Yeah.
who was doing what. It was
Mm-hmm.
truly unpredictable. It was, let's see what's gonna happen. And it's kind of like when that ball started rolling, it started rolling. It started rolling quick.
Boy, did it. I was just like, man, we really over here waiting on him. Like, yo, is
We
he
were starting to
ever
look
going to
like, hey,
get
bro, is he gonna get
drafted?
drafted?
It
Is
got
this
weird
gonna
for a little
happen?
while. If it
Is
certain
this
got
gonna
weird for a little
happen?
while, bro. If it certain got
I,
weird, man.
you know, everything matters. You know, I think it kept
Yeah.
the storyline going for the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like I don't quite understand it. Like so,
All right. I gotta ask you, bro, because I know
yeah,
you've seen the social media clips. You've seen their live reaction to making the pick.
for sure.
Then you hear their reasoning behind making the pick. He's the best available. We're excited about him,
They
but
traded up to get it, didn't they? They made it
I,
happen.
but at the same time, I'm just like they didn't look like they was excited about the pick. They ain't look like they was enthused about it. And like you said, you just took Dylan Gabriel. Was it the round before? I'm like, what we doing here,
But
bro?
they
What
went
we
in, they got Dylan one in the third.
third? Yeah, I'm
So
like
then we got Shador in the
two
fifth.
rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. And like they like Dylan.
And
They like
I mean, they
Dylan. That
passed over Cleveland. I mean, they passed over Shador multiple times, but they was
for
like
sure.
excited about the Dylan pick. Like you see him high five and handshake. I'm like, dang.
But I feel like Dylan was a choice. Like not that Shador wasn't a choice, but Dylan was a choice. Like you went and got you chose that over like
Mm-hmm.
a Will Howard. You chose that over a
Yeah.
Shador. You chose that over different quarterbacks.
Yeah.
To where it's like you could say best available, but at that time I think it was starting to get to where it's like it's not too many more left
Mm-hmm.
to grab, you know? Or
Yeah, because Milrose gone by then as well,
mhm.
man.
Yeah,
Shuck was
like
gone. Obviously, he went a lot earlier than some of us anticipated. So yeah,
so it's like the movement kind of shuffled. Maybe you feel like you need one more. I mean, they just got Flacco this summer.
yeah.
They got Kenny.
Hey,
So
look,
it's a,
don't be trying to say Flacco and all be chill about it. You know that shit, man. Yo, just because the camera's on, you don't mean that ain't your man's. All right, I know that shit, man's.
man, it's just interesting, like, cause you know, like with a room, you usually got like a what are we doing? Like a
Yeah,
dynamic.
yeah.
Two guys that could run. Or you know, you got pocket guys. It's kind of like they got a little mixture of like you got a
Mhm.
lefty in there. You got
The
guy that's
lefty
in the
throws
pocket.
everything off. You like, oof. Are we
Man, I
flipping it
just
on now? Yeah.
you couldn't have told me the Dolphins weren't gonna pick him. Like everything about him said Dolphin. You know? So
But
tough.
shout out to Cleveland,
Interesting.
man. Shout out
Yeah,
to Cleveland. Cleveland going Cleveland, man. Cleveland's
I
gonna
think that's a good
Cleveland.
spot for Shador though. Like as crazy as it is though, even
Yeah.
it's Cleveland. I think he can be him. I
Okay.
think his light can shine. Like we seen Baker do it up there.
Yeah.
We seen guys be them in Cleveland. Like
Yeah.
I think he'll turn it into, you know, something cool. Like I think in a sense of like, all right, that's cool to watch. Or oh, he's in this commercial. Or you'll still see him.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll
All
just
right.
silent him. No
Okay.
matter if he's
Okay.
I don't even want to say he gets the start or not. I just don't think they'll silent him. I think
Yeah.
his market is still
It
that's
should
a
do it. Yeah.
Shador.
It should
You
do
know,
it.
you'll
Yeah.
see him on a little Delta or something commercial. Like he'll
Yeah.
pop up. He might catch a State Farm on the. You know how it go.
You know he gonna
You know
pop
how
up
it go.
somewhere. It should do
Yeah,
it, man.
you'll see
It's
him.
no, no, no. You said Stay Farm. He'll be Affleck. Got come
Affleck.
on. You already know the drill. Affleck.
Okay, that's on me.
Stay in line. You know where the brands are lined at right now. He's an Affleck
But you
guy.
feel
All
me?
right.
Like they
Yeah.
still gonna use that starlight.
1000%, man.
Yeah. So
And you got to tap into the him and Travis Hunter commercial too. We need, yeah, you know
for
that's
sure.
surprising. Come on,
Just
man.
every week,
Yeah, they
that's
got
gonna.
something. Yeah,
But I think that was the whole hold up of drafting him too, because you know every week you got to deal with well, where's Shador?
it's
Well,
loud.
what's up
Yeah,
with Shador?
when is he gonna get
Some
opportunity? Yeah,
hmm If somebody struggle a little, it's almost like he's a high draft pick in the sense of just the
yeah,
pressure of you
yeah.
still got to like where's Shador? You might get the we want Shador in a sense, you know?
It's kind of like what we talked about when we saw with Mitch here, but Kenny Pickett was the high end draft pick. You don't have a lot of time to struggle before it was to the point where in the stadium they're booing this dude because they want to see this kid just
Yeah,
so much more. And yeah, Shador has that type of presence, that type of fanfare, just based off what he did collegiately.
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. For
But
sure.
now let's talk about what we did though. All right, how you feel overall about our draft though, man? Obviously, we went, Derek Carmen in the first round, the D tackle out of Oregon. We went Caleb Johnson in the third, 83rd overall, the running back
Joe
out of
Bell.
Iowa. Jack Sawyer in the fourth round, 123rd overall pick, the edge rusher, outside linebacker from Ohio State. Uh,
Interesting pick. Interesting
YA Black.
pick.
Hold on. We're gonna talk YA Black, the interior D tackle out of Iowa. We took him 164th overall in the fifth.
Yeah.
Will Howard, the national champion quarterback out of Ohio State, was our 185th overall selection in the sixth round. Then, like I said, Carson Bruner at 226 overall, the linebacker with family ties to the black and gold. And then our
Washington.
final pick was Dante Kent, the corner / return man out of
Central
Central
Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah, 229th overall. So starting at the
I'm
beginning,
just
man, what was your takeaway on it, man?
I thought it was a good draft. Like I thought they had a good draft.
Yeah.
You know, I might have a little Steeler bias. You know how everybody feels like they just had a knock
Yeah.
out the park draft.
Yeah.
But I thought they had a good draft, honestly. I thought they went and got needs in sense of that D line that solid that up. It's chunky in the D tackle room now. The D
The boys
line
went and
was
got 300-pound, 6'4", 6'6".
chunky in there.
Yeah.
I think it was a Steeler draft. It said, let's stop the run and run the ball.
Yeah.
Let's stop the run and run the ball. Let's get guys who can stop the run and run the ball. You know?
Loki, I'm glad you said that, bro. I'm glad you said it, man. I see it.
It's a Steeler draft. Let's stop the run. Let's run the ball. And then I feel like, and this might come off crazy,
Say it.
but I feel like they got the quarterback that they wanted. I feel like they
Talk your
sat
talk.
on it.
Talk
They
your
waited
talk.
on it. They waited on it. And they went and got a Steeler.
Yeah.
A guy that's from an area, a Pennsylvania area, a guy who, stand tall in there, stand tall, feel the part, look the part, know how to win, have won. Coach Tomlin loves a winner,
You know that.
Ohio State, the Ohio State connection is always there.
TG. The same way I say the Norfolk State University, you gotta say the Ohio State University. What's with the on them, man? You know, you got the. Yeah.
You know, the
Nah,
Ohio
you
State
know what that is.
connection's
You know what that
always
is.
there.
You know,
Come on,
they
man. So
double
it's
dipped on the O State connection too.
back to
Don't
back.
forget it. Yeah,
And
they
then
double
the
dipped on
captains
that.
of O State too, little things,
Yeah.
leaders. You
The
get
little
you a
things
leader.
matter. The little things
Um,
matter, man.
Will Howard, you got you a Tebow type in the sense of I can run with it, but I got an arm out of it.
Yeah.
I think it's a Steeler
Hey,
quarterback.
look, why you had to throw the Tebow type? People gonna hear Tebow and be like, hold on, bro, I don't know about that one, man.
Tebow came and won a playoff game against Pittsburgh. You always got the
No.
memory.
I mean, I'm with you on that, but I'm just thinking. I think of like he got the robo mechanic. You know how that
I
go.
don't think he got. I think he got.
Will
a big
ain't got
arm.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Will
he
could,
got a big boy
that's why I
arm.
was like, we used to Tebow. I'm like, Tebow couldn't really throw that thing. Like Will,
I just don't want to give
like,
him that name. I could say, but
I already know
he
the
fall
name that
into
you
that.
already
Like,
know the name because I wouldn't
he
have put him in
big,
that category.
he big
Yeah.
Bennish. Like he in that big Bennish flavor.
I was like, come on,
Yeah.
man, say it.
Big boy, big arm. He can throw. He can run.
Heck
Like,
yeah, man. But look,
size.
tell me, TG, when we talked, right, following the national championship, we came on the show and we talked about Will Howard, and we was like, well, why isn't Will Howard being talked about a little bit more? Why
Yeah.
isn't he, a guy that gets talked about as a potential higher end draft pick? When you look at the fact that he's playing at a big school, we saw him have to handle adversity. After that Michigan game, they want to fire every single person that was
For
a part of
sure.
Ohio State's football
For
program.
sure.
And he was the leader in the postseason, man, the first college football playoff with the expanded form where you have to win multiple games.
For sure.
And we would agree, Ohio State, they didn't have the easy, funny matchups. No, they had to go and face some real killers, but
For sure.
he was one of the big contributors in that process. And
They
that
had
was
the
why for
toughest route
me,
to get there.
think about it. So that's why
Yeah.
for me, I felt a lot more confident in Will Howard as a player, just because it's like you've seen him have to overcome, but we've also seen him be able to maximize with the high end talent that's around him. That though he made the Jeremiah Smith, remember to close out the game.
For
You're like,
sure.
hey, bro,
It's not
that's
even
a
so much
big
the
boy.
throw; it's the heart to throw.
It's the heart to throw it. Yeah,
it's the
I know what
understanding
this
of what
is.
we
I
got
know what
going
this
on.
moment is. Yeah,
Situational awareness.
Mhm.
He was
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like he just it fit.
the moment wasn't too big for him.
It wasn't too
Yeah.
big. I've won. I've been a leader amongst
Mhm.
this national championship team. I've had to
Mhm.
like lead this unit.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, I've led an NFL unit because that was the highest paid unit in
man.
you
Yeah.
know? Like I've I've sat in the situations. I was with Chip Kelly that were pro offense in a
Yeah, you
sense.
had
Like,
Chip Kelly, you have a Jeremiah Smith, you had a Emeka Ibuka out there.
come on,
Both
there's
of your
pros
running
out
backs
there.
get drafted.
There's
Travion
pros out there.
Henderson, Quinshawn Junkins, your tackle, your guard, like you're on a pro roster and you're the leader.
Yeah.
You're the leader of the group, man.
Yeah, there was a couple pros on the team. We get it.
Yeah,
It was all right.
yeah.
It was all right.
It might have been all right. It might have been all right.
But like, I think it's a good pick. I think it fit. I think it was a true, respectfully cultural pick. Like, it's somebody who comes in, fits the culture of the unit. It's a leader. It's somebody who can lead this, per se, younger group. Because you get this younger group in there with, all right, you got something. And I think you still go try to get Aaron. You know?
I don't think that this deters us from Aaron. I was about to say, I don't think this deters us at all.
I think you still go try to get Aaron. I think
Is your
Aaron's
confidence
what you
level
want.
still high that we get Aaron, though, since it is now the
think it is. I
28th
think
of
it's even
April,
higher
and we still
now.
ain't heard it now? We still ain't
It's
heard
even high.
nothing
I think
yet?
the Vikings traded for a quarterback during the draft. Okay, that's all right. We're cool. You know,
Saints got a quarterback.
I think the Saints said we're cool. We got our
Browns
guys. I really don't think
quarterback.
it's a house to go to besides Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah.
That's
That would
truly
give you a
gonna
legitimate
take,
chance to start. Yeah.
that's going to take you as you. I think everybody else is just excited about, the only thing better than something new is something new. Everybody's excited about
facts.
something new.
Big facts.
So it's like, I think he comes to Pittsburgh. I think you got a whole QB room that's sit in the pocket, let it go. Sit in the pocket, throw that far out. Sit in the pocket, throw it up. Throw the fade. You throwing pat and goes every day, like
Every throw is
for about 20 minutes. Like,
either
this is
top
extra.
shoulder or back shoulder. We top
let's
shoulder
make
or
sure
back
we
shoulder. That's
connected
all
on
we
these
on.
deep throws because we throwing them. You know, like, so. I think it's cool. I think they did well in terms of that. I think they had a good draft. I think that fit perfectly for. They lined up nice. Aaron, come on.
Yeah. No, can we talk this running back though? Can we talk like Caleb Johnson though?
Yeah.
All right. I went back and watched some more of him. Tell me how you feel about him. Melvin Gordon. That's what I was seeing. Not as
You got
explosive, but
Melvin.
I was like, I see a little Melvin Gordon on him, man. What you think?
Because at first I had seen the Le'Veon feel. I feel the Le'Veon bodyish. You know,
It's the black and gold. You know that. Yeah.
I feel that. I just like the Iowa running back. I like the Iowa fact. I've ran in the cold. I'm a horse. I know how to find holes. He got He's got a little bit of a patience to him, but I think he does get downhill a little bit faster than a Le'Veon.
Yeah.
You know, but he has. I don't want to call it patience. I think he got vision a little bit better.
Yes,
than
I would say it's more vision than patience. I feel like L. Bell was like patient to the point where it's almost like he will stop his feet. Whereas with Caleb, I see it as,
Okay, I'm
he's
here.
waiting, but once he sees it, now he's hitting. He's foot in
I'm
the
trying
ground.
to
He can
get
go
there.
with.
I think he's a good running back.
Yeah.
I like his style a little bit.
Yeah.
Better translation. I think he's slashy a little bit, but he's a good running back. Get downhill. Heavy enough to run that slashy style. I got more that boy out of the Jets. I got more of that.
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall. I got a
I
little
can
bit
see that.
more
I can see Brees.
slashy downhill.
Yeah, I can see Brees.
Ollie Gordon. I got that flow. I got those
See, I feel like those dudes to me look a little like longer. You know what I mean? Like almost like with their body type, but they're all in that same. I see
that
exactly what you
flavor,
see.
that like I'm here, but I'm here. I just think he's a smaller, almost Miles Sandersy.
I can see that.
You see that?
I can see that.
You know, like I'm here,
And he can
but
catch
I'm
out
here.
the backfield too. I think that's another positive with him, man.
I think he's a good player. You know, I think that's running back by committee right now. You could say because you know you got Jalen. You traded from. I mean, you picked up a man from the Eagles. It's like you got that's your slasher.
Yeah.
Jalen's a bruiser. This is a slasher. You got a nice community of running backs to get after you. You straight there. You know, you didn't have to put no first round money into nothing, but you feel like you got a first round guy.
Yeah.
You feel like you got a total guy out of those three pieces. You just
Because
gotta
he
try
has
not to
good
tell the story.
contact balance and stuff. Yeah. And
Good
it's
running
like
back.
6'1", 224 is still that's a big back. Like we're not saying it's Najee big, but that's a
It's
big
not,
back.
but it's not Najee big, which is not
Right.
But that's what you
It's
don't
a good
want. You didn't want the
right.
Najee
Yeah,
big.
it was like too big. Yeah.
You want
This is
something
like-
that can get through the hole and get up out of there. You know, Najee big was almost a little too big.
This
You
is still
know?
big enough that it's gonna make your nickel corner
Step in
think
there.
about
Gotta
having to
make a
hit
decision.
him. But he's athletic enough and speedy enough that he can actually get you some explosive runs more frequently.
sure.
than what we were getting with Najee, and that was kind of the knock. Najee was gonna have everybody out
For
there
sure.
like, "Hey, bro, bite under that mouthpiece. You know where?
Yeah.
Make sure the chin straps buttoned
Najee,
up."
you putting a
Yeah,
linebacker at the star. Like,
yeah,
let's get it
yeah,
saying.
yeah. Like you know
Yeah.
what this is? Is big nickel this week?
Yeah.
Big nickel.
Come
All
on.
right.
This a little bit
Yeah.
more. You might got that nickel in there, but he gotta fit it.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
fit
Like
it.
let's. This is how you need to line up in this one right here. Make him think a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Come on. So
Mm-hmm.
pick up. I like
But
him. I'm good with him.
you,
But
you,
you
you
also know how I feel about running backs.
I know
I
you don't
think
like
you
running
can
backs. I like running backs a
always
lot.
go get one. I think
I
this
like
is a
running.
prime example of you can always
I hate that.
go get one.
This is a third round. A top 100 pick is not just a any back.
You can go
Yes,
get one.
this is a top 100 pick. We are not going to do that. This is a top 100 pick, man. Top 100 pick, different category than just
This
any
say
old
you
running
can go
back,
get
man.
one, man.
Absolutely not,
If it's
man.
there, you can go
Top
find it.
100. Top 100. All right, put some respect on the pick. Top 100, man. Sheesh. But let's stick with it though, man, because obviously the theme is you could go get one. We went and got us another edge rusher. Jack Sawyer, the boy
Yeah.
6'4", 260, prototypical size, heavy hands.
Yeah.
And what I
You
mean
gonna
by
have his
heavy
talk.
hands is he gonna put these Palmanellis on you, and when he get them going, yeah, them dudes typically going back in the other direction, man. He played
That's
that
for
nasty.
sure a message. You
He
don't gotta
played
play
that
with
nasty
it.
4-eye too. You know that 4-eye that you like? I'm like,
He did get that
ew.
4-eye.
He doing that. I'm like, yo, I hate.
He don't get that
That's
for
that
like
big.
that.
He don't do it a lot, but he will do it. It's the same thing that I would do.
He's
I'm like,
willing
yo,
to.
I hate it. I don't like it. I'm like, 5 technique is where you need to stop or tell them to stand you up. I love all that, but I'm like, yo, I don't want to do that. But he's big enough and strong enough to do it.
He's willing to.
But hey, man, Jack Sawyer. We got us another edge rusher. We got us another
Uh-oh.
LP.
It was a message. It was a message. Hey man.
Uh-oh.
Hey man.
Just in case. Hey, now.
Just in case, we'll get a community.
Just in case.
We'll get a community. Is Nick still good in here? He's healthy. Is everybody happy?
What number did you say you was looking for again?
Hey man.
I was just asking.
You
Just,
think we can bring
just
2-3
in
million
case.
down off of that? You know,
Just
we
in case, because 6'4", 260, he's a national champion. Did I tell you he's a national champion too?
captain.
You know he has a defining play, right? You know he
Little
got one
bit
of
of
the
an
plays.
edge.
You saw the play, right?
I'm ripping the flag down. I don't
You
like
saw the
that.
play, right? You know what he's doing, right?
National championship. I'm touching paint.
All right, come on, bro. Like
You
I'm just
know?
like, hey, so that's the one.
And they're really in there like maybe it can get the ingredients to become that. Maybe.
Well, this is the funny part. As I was looking, I'm like, in a far long way away in a different galaxy, I can see it.
Maybe it can get the ingredients to be that.
You know how the movie started? They're like, yeah, in a far, far away. Just another long. I'm like, I can see it. I can see what y'all
It's
are
not.
seeing.
It's not the Terminator. It's not quite that.
It's not that. It's not that.
not that.
But
It's
I
not-
can see what I can see.
But it
what
could
they
be a
see.
mini
I
version. You can
what
see
they
it. Don't
see.
sleep. Run the coaching. Don't run from it. They're like,
Yo.
maybe.
Yo, I saw that pick. I'm like, and knowing when we made the pick, knowing that Shador was on the board, knowing that we still hadn't picked a quarterback up until that point, and we like, oh,
I thought it said I want this. Like, let me get this.
Exactly. And remember, they didn't. They ain't wait a long time to make that pick either. It wasn't
No,
like
let me
it was
get
like,
that.
oh yeah, they didn't think about it. It was like, nah, they ran to them. It was like,
I thought that was their draft right then and there. That little
yeah,
window
that was
right then and
that
there.
was the ones they wanted.
I thought
Yep.
that's when they got busy.
Yeah.
You know? Let me get this. Let me get this. Then we go get his cousin right off of it.
Hey,
Boom,
son, I
boom.
said, oh,
Then
double
we-
up on the captains back to back them there. Why not?
Captains. Say
Yeah.
the big word you gotta say is the captains.
Leadership.
The leaders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever it takes. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And
What
this
do you
the
need
other
me to
part
do?
too. You could attest to this. Why all the Ohio State dudes, they passed the eyeball test.
They do look the
You
part.
like, bro, you first off the bus, you passed. Boy, 6'4". I'm like, yo, you look like the prototypical version of an outside. Like you look like that.
Bud Dupree-ish.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bud
Yeah.
Dupree-ish.
Yeah.
I seen it too. I seen it when it happened.
But yeah, I was like,
Ooh, that's loud.
oh,
Got
yeah,
one.
yeah, So definitely interested right there, man. Definitely interested, man. But from there, like you said, man, doubled up, man. Went back to the Iowa well, man, with YA Black. I mean, it's interesting now that I'm seeing, obviously us doubling up on Iowa, doubling up on Ohio State. But this is another year where we got an Iowa D lineman. Remember, just a year ago, Logan Lee was another guy, and it was funny. I was watching, YA's tape from this year and last year. And I'm like, man, I'm seeing Logan Lee up there running around with him. I'm like, yo, what is it about the Iowa interior D lineman that, got everybody on this? We got get one of them in the black and gold. Is it the colorway?
Mm. Um, Run stoppers, big boys, know how to play in the cold, cultural guys, know how to play in the cold.
Is it hard to play in the cold weather? The cold
It's
weather
hard to
matter
play
like
in it.
that,
It's
man?
different. I think it fit. I think all that was saying, man, we're gonna stop the run.
Was it $2.99 on the ground versus Baltimore, man? Wild card playoff game, man. If
We gonna
you
stop
didn't
the
know,
run.
this is what this is, man.
Yeah, we gonna stop the run.
Yeah.
You're not about to keep playing like that. Like I know it's a Derrick Henry in here. I know guys went on. We're gonna stop the run.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop the run. We're gonna play good football. We're gonna stop the run. We're gonna stop the run.
No.
You know.
No, final 2 picks in this day, man. Obviously, because we talked about Will Howard, man. We talked about the quarterback element of it and what he brings. But on the back end, man, get us an LB with Steeler family ties. Carson Bruner, son of former Steelers tight end Mark Bruner, who's also a part of the scouting department as well right now, man. But yeah,
Cultural guy. I'm gonna play as
Come
hard
on,
as
man.
I can play.
Come
I'm gonna
on,
run down. I'm
man.
gonna give you everything I have. I'm gonna give. I'm gonna kick off, punt,
And keep the
defense. I'm
bloodlines
ready.
active. Keep the bloodlines
Yeah.
active.
I also think how like when guys get the quarterback, it's like you got to protect the quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to protect the quarterback. So I got to get linemen for the quarterback. And it's kind of like, well, you got these linebackers in here, know? And it's like, I got to protect the backer. I got a Peyton in here. I know it's not super I don't want it to get banged up. Oh, let me put some stuff in front of it.
Yeah. With something that could do more of this. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
let me
take
get
some
some
of this
guys
up
to
off
cover
of them.
that up a little bit so I
Yeah.
keep my backers healthy a little bit more. So now we getting to work. You know? So I like
that. I could definitely dig that. And shoot, the other day, man, when I think of Carson, man, I know you were talking about some of the special team stuff that he's going to bring. I always think of how we want competition at every spot, right?
Everywhere.
And I mean, whether you're talking to Tyler Matakavich or even Mark Robinson, who me and you are both big fans of, to me, when I look at Carson, I'm like, this is kind of, to me, a little bit of a invert to Mark Robinson's other style, where it's more crazy, explosive, fast, bad intention to the ball. I feel like with Carson, it's a little bit more of the zone, more of the cerebral, more of the let me use my smarts to make these plays. Still athletic, but it's, to me, is a difference. Yeah. Let me use those guys to help me make this play. Whereas Mark is like, I'm gonna just beat all y'all to go make this play. I'm interested to see how that battle potentially plays out this offseason and what Carson could potentially bring to special teams, because we know, especially with the new format on kickoff, it's like dudes like him, this is where you should be able to eat, man. You should be able to make a living right here, man.
Also, nobody loves a bloodline like the Steelers, man.
Come on, man. We go. You said your uncle worked here. You said your cousin. Is it your mama? Is it your mama's sister? They were just close friends, but it was on your daddy's side. All right, we got time for you. We got a place for you now. We got a place for you now. We got a place for you. Sure. Big facts. And then the last one, wrapping it up, man, was Dante Jackson, the speedy 4.38 cornerback / return man. I mean, I keep saying corner. Obviously, he did play corner at Central Michigan, but I mean, I think we both kind of was like, yo, do punt return, man. The way he be running with that thing, man, he could fly.
I like it. Got something out of Central Michigan before that did pretty well at that punt return. So, go back to the left.
Did he have a big chest? Last name might have been Ocean. He might have had a couple aliases on him. All right,
it worked out well before. From Central Michigan, late round punt return, kick return, struck gold before. Let's go back to it. I'm not saying it's
he might have been sitting on a bench at Central Michigan that was brought to you by greatness. All right, greatness might have been a part. He might have rubbed off him. That's all I'm saying. Might have rubbed off him.
Let's try it. Let's try it.
My dog said it worked before. All right,
I've seen it work before. I don't quit. I've seen what it's done before. So let's maybe it strikes again.
It ain't gonna be perfect, but just work enough. All right, it ain't gonna be perfect, but he might work enough, man.
That's a weapon, Not a kick return, punt return guy. It's a weapon.
Speed kills.
At that point, whatever weapon you get is not that's just irrelevant. But you're looking for weapons, best available, best whatever, just feels right.
And I wanted to ask you too, man, because you're obviously a guy that can, attest to it, being a part of the draft process, man. And obviously for you, you didn't go draft it, but
for sure.
you said relevant, right? In terms of the 7th round, bro, you played how many years, right? Think
Mm.
about that, and you was undrafted. So it's like, man, we know to even be selected, they do see some
Yeah,
type of future with you. They do see some type of,
every
yo,
pick
you're good
counts.
enough because yeah, it's way too many nice cats that
Every pick
don't get
counts.
drafted
For
that play
sure.
fair. You like, hey, you
For
know what I mean?
sure. I know
Yeah.
guys that love that 7th round phone call. Like
All
every
right,
pick counts.
all right,
You
all
know,
right.
so,
Yeah.
every pick counts. Like,
Heck
you
yeah,
know,
man.
but it's cool, solid. Get good
Yeah.
weapons, good picks. I think you always start feeling the way when you see them punters and kickers start going before you, but even that matters.
That had me
Every pick matters.
hot. I'll never forget. I
That's
said,
what start
punch.
getting you.
I'll never forget that one. I thought my career was done. I said, but they took a punter. Oh, it's
See
over.
a long snapper go before you start feeling the
It's
way.
over. You like, it was over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
But then sometimes you
Facts.
can say the undrafted guy gets to pick his team.
He gets
So
the
I
better
mean,
opportunity sometimes. Yeah.
it's benefits and
Mm-hmm.
it's just a game within the game. You got to just
Yeah.
understand the game, know who you are. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not, I think lessons you've learned from this draft, if you're not a top 5 lock, work out for everybody,
There
do
isn't a
everything
lot.
that you're asked to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
you know,
I heard what you just said there too. Work out
mhm,
for everybody, do everything I should
do
do.
everything you're asked to
You said
do.
you actually at your pro day, don't make it a
hmm
showcase. Actually pro day
No,
it.
go throw
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
I think Will Howard did everything he was asked to do. You know what I mean? Little
Combine too.
things.
Remember that.
Everything he was asked to do.
Combine
Like,
too. Yeah.
Dylan did everything he was asked to do. And not
Mm-hmm.
that, but I just think it showed up, you
Yeah.
know? I think in
And
terms of, yeah, D line is a hot spot.
yeah. Well, I
D
think it's
line's a
one of those
hot
other
spot.
things too, man. Going back to the quarterback thing, it's like, or just in general, man. If you are a player that feels like they don't need to work out, that's fine, but that's just one part. You can't
Sting.
combine that with a very just loud personality, whether you like it or not like it, whether it's
Mhm.
good or not good. Because I mean, we even bring up Kaepernick, right? And it was like Kaepernick technically wasn't bad, but it was loud. And yeah,
But
if it's loud, it's up to that organization or these organizations to determine if they want to deal with it. Tim Tebow was
for sure.
another prime example of that, man.
For
It's just
sure.
like, man, it gets to an extent. I
Baker.
mean, heck, Baker, Ocho Cinco, Terrell Owens. Like, we can go down the list of dudes,
Mm-hmm.
not even at just the quarterback position, but where you just start to have those internal debates about, man, this is just a loud
Tell me a
personality
lot.
and a
Yeah.
lot comes with it. Do I really want Odell? We've seen
Oh,
that with
yeah.
him at times. It's like, do you want to bring Odell? And you know what comes with Odell. Like,
You
yeah.
know it
And
can
I just
play.
think
It's
that,
just loud.
right. And I just think that when you start combining multiple variables that could be viewed as negative, I think that's where your play, your talent, and your production have to be just almost astronomical, because
For
we've
sure.
seen now too much information where, yeah, if it's close, teams are willing to walk away. Antonio Brown, teams are willing to walk away. They're willing to say, hey, I would much rather do it without you than have to worry about you
I'll
being
tolerate you
here.
until I can
Yeah,
replace you.
absolutely, man.
Tyreek
Absolutely.
Hill's
Yeah.
I'll tolerate
Yep.
you till I can replace you. But
Yeah.
when you're at the quarterback, I think it's especially special at that spot. You got to be, because you're the leader of it. You're the
Yeah.
captain.
You set the tone, man.
You just got to
Yeah.
be special with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like it though, man. I like it. So before we get up out of here, just final thoughts, man, on the Steelers draft, man. Any final thoughts, man? What would you say, man?
Good draft. I think I give him a B, B plus.
All right. All
I
right.
think it was a solid draft. A lot of momentum going. I think they're still looking for that piece though.
Yeah.
Still looking for Aaron to come on home. You know,
Come on, Aaron. Stop playing,
they're still
man.
waiting on
Stop
Aaron to come
playing.
on
Stop
home.
playing.
Man. Besides that, I think they did good. They hit the issues. Let's get to it. It's
I
time.
like it. I
It's
like it
time.
there, man. Let's go.
OTA season. Let's
Let's go.
get to
Hey,
it.
hey, it's real now, man.
Yeah, let's
It's
go on the
real,
grass.
real
See some guys
now,
throw and
man.
catch. Let's see
Heck
what that
yeah,
DK
man.
Pickens looks like on the
Get back to real
grass.
football.
Yeah, let's put a helmet on. Let's do
Yeah.
that. You know, let's
Big
do that.
facts on that, man. Big facts. Well, shoot, man. You already know we're gonna keep doing this thing, man, and deep diving into more of these picks, man, more of the draft, and just everything else is gonna be happening now that we are gonna be getting them dudes back on the grass, man, report for OTAs and stuff like that, which we know the Steelers for phase one reported last week, man. So, like I said, TG, appreciate you again, man. Taking some time, man, to tap in with me. You know, we're going to do this again, man. You know, we got to keep this on. And y'all let us know in the comment section. Now that my dog, y'all seeing this face, y'all got the Norfolk State gear on him, man. Y'all know what it is, all right? Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, man. But y'all know we appreciate you for tuning in. Until next time, baby. Peace. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the convo with my dog, my partner, them, Terence Garvin, man. If you did, you already know the drill. But got a couple of supers here remaining, man. Let me knock these out real quick, and then after that, man, get you up out of here, all right? But yeah, Coach Garvin was actually in his meeting room, man. He was erasing the whiteboard behind the head of the call. I'm like, hey, yo, don't show no secrets, man. All right, don't show no secrets. Shout out to the homie, though, man. Alrighty. Stephon says, I don't think the team got much better from last year. We got D-line help, but QB room is a lot worse. Now we got to convince ourselves Mason's not trash. I mean, that's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is we still got to fill out there on Aaron Rodgers. And if he signs, I'm sure your feelings about the quarterback will be drastically different. So we will see, man, but we know that's currently where we're sitting at right now. But yeah, I ain't knocking anything else you're saying now. I mean, yeah, convince yourself if you want to convince yourself. I look at it as, man, you got an opportunity to compete. We've already seen Mason come here and win games. I'm sure you were one of the ones hollering when he was on his 4-game stretch leading us to the postseason too. So I get it, man. But we will see, man. We will see. Stan Claire just joined the upper room. Gifted the upper room membership because Stan Claire's already been a part of the room, but he gifted one. So to that individual, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. The homie LS_Lee says, yo, why you ain't heart Shazier's new post, Moats? I didn't know there was a new post. Are you referring to Instagram, maybe? It might be Instagram. I don't know. I just ain't been on, man. So I will go and see what my dog posts, but, you know, I ain't tripping, man. That's always my dog, man. I'm going to see him actually in a couple of days. So whatever he did post, I'm sure I'm gonna talk to him about it. He got his charity event Friday night. Yeah, I might see my dog Friday night. I know I'm about to see him soon, a couple days or two. Yeah, so whatever his post was, hopefully it wasn't that crazy. I have not checked it out to show if it wasn't that crazy. But whatever it is, yeah, we go talk about it. And yeah, if it's worth liking, I'll go back and like it if I want to like it. But yeah, I just don't know what the post is that you're referring to, LS Lee. Yeah, that's my only thing, man. But shout out to my dog, though. Shout out to my dog. Let's go, UW. He says, if this draft said anything, it's that Tomlin is done getting run on for 300 plus yards. Now, I'm with you on that one, man. I'm definitely with you on that one, man. Coach Tomlin is not going to allow what happened in the playoffs, man. That Derrick Henry situation, we can't have that happening again. Absolutely not, man. So, yeah. That's the thing. I'm glad you picked up on it because I for certain picked up on it, man. Alrighty. Shout out to Child of the Corn. That's my movie buff right here. And he says, yo, Moats, dug the draft. Gave it 100. And he also says, did you go see Sinners? I have not seen it just yet. Obviously, it was a little bit busy weekend. This weekend, my little ones have been a little under the weather prior to that. But now that they back all on one accord, Sinners is heavily on the docket. Number one, Michael B. Jordan's in it. He's a phenomenal actor. But number two, shout out to, let me make sure I pronounce it right, Haley Steinfeld, a.k.a. Josh Allen's fiance, future Bill wifey, dang and everything in between. You know we supporting the dog, all right? Got to support the movie, man. Got to support the dog. Got to support the team, man. So, absolutely, it will be getting seen very, very soon. And I actually heard it was a good movie too, man. So I'm big on that, man. I love movies. I'm a movie buff. That's what I do in my free time. Watch movies and I research. All right. Kick it with the fam. That's what I do. I stays out the way. All right. So yeah, Sinners will be getting seen, man, for certain. And definitely Jeff A. Shout out to Ryan Cougar as well, man. Cannot forget him, man. Obviously him being a part of the movement, man. Just bringing horror back, man, bringing the culture back, man, and dominating in the film industry, man, early. I'm loving it, though. Absolutely loving it, man. So shout out to all of those gentlemen and women as well that were part of the production of Sinners. Let's go, UW also says RC's kid, talking about Ryan Clark's kid, Jordan Clark, signed with the New York Jets. And he says, we're going to have to save him in a few years from the Jets with the laughing emoji. Yeah. I would appreciate you, and yes, I'm sure RC would appreciate that as well if we could go and get him and bring him over here to the Black and Gold at some point in time in his career. Look, when we get to the back end of the draft, you start looking, you're like, all right, bloodline, story ties, who's the connection? He was one of them interesting ones floating around, all right? But shout out, man. So yeah, man. But Jordan Clark, Ryan Clark's son, y'all know Ryan Clark, man, former Pittsburgh Steelers TV personality, big wig, killing it in all forms of content. Yeah, man. He has his little man in the NFL now too, man. So that's beautiful to see, man. Shout out to Primetime too, man. Obviously both of his sons, man, Shador and Shiloh, getting into the NFL, one being a draft pick, one being an undrafted free agent. Man, to get an opportunity, I don't think people understand how hard it is to even get a priority free agent like contract. When you talk about having not one but two people get deals to go into the NFL, like that is crazy. Like we can feel how we want to feel about Prime and about their confidence as a family and all that other stuff, but it's kind of like the LeVar Ball effect. It's like we can talk crazy about LeVar, but you realize LeVar had two of them boys going to the league, draft pick, lottery, crazy money. A third one that was teetering back and forth and they got a record deal. It's like just look. See how many people are getting wanted, let alone multiples, man. So to me, man, like them or not, I respect the heck out of when you are parenting on a level that you set your kids up for success and you are able to stick with them throughout that whole process to make sure that when you drop them off, you are dropping them off at the height of it all. The NFL, or in LeVar Ball's case, the NBA, it's like, man, y'all can holler about any of that other stuff. That is great parenting in my eyes. We ain't talking about incarcerated. We ain't talking about felons. We ain't talking about janky anything. We talk about some daddies that love on their boys and go support their boys and go to war for their boys. You talk about some kids that's confident in their abilities because they daddy done instilled that type. It's nothing like the confidence when your daddy tell you nice. Come on, man. Y'all holler a bit all that other stuff you want to, man. I'm like, you can never make me talk bad about a LeVar or Deion. Absolutely. What? Boy, hey, rock stars. Love it. Love what I saw from them, man. High level parenting right there, man. High level. And look, you show me the ones that's doing it differently that we would deem as more successful at parenting than that right there. That's all I'm saying. You tell me. My man said, look, I dedicate my career to your spot. He could do TV. He could be doing his own coaching. My man said, I'm going to go to Jackson State. Actually, I'm going to start you in high school. I'm going to go to Jackson State. I'm going to go to Colorado. Like, hey, let's keep it a buck. We know Deion was supposed to be doing TV. He could have been $100 million man doing that. He decided to keep doing this. So, yeah, man, big time kudos to those dudes. And if you're a parent that's out there, man, guy or gal, man, just know, man, you can do it too. If you instill that in your children, man, you put your time, your effort, your resources, your sacrifice in there, you too can have this potentially, man. So I look at it, man, and I salute them dudes, man, because like I said, a lot of people have commentary about it, but not everybody is willing to actually put themselves out there and make them sacrifices for their children to make sure their children are going to be in the absolute best position for success going forward, man. So, like I said, shout out to them dudes, man. Shout out to the homie Ryan Clark as well. And shout out to Mark Bruner. Shout out to Cornell Lake. I'm trying to think of all the guys that in the, have either played and done it with their kids getting into the league or have parented to get their kids or even multiple kids in certain situations to the league, man. I absolutely love it, man. So like I said, salute to all of them. The homie Jeff H, he says A+ this year. Can't wait to see these guys bully them trenches. Yo, Moats, too early, but he says, I know Drew Aller from Penn State is the future for us at quarterback. He's built like Josh Allen and Big Ben. Yeah, a lot of people are high on him, man. He has definitely been a name that has been talked about a lot more frequently as his thing has been, turning towards what next year's quarterback class looks like. And trust me, it's only going to continue to get louder the closer we get to the season and no Aaron Rodgers on the roster. And if it does happen to be just Mason, Will Howard, and Skylar Thompson, then yeah, you'll hear about the Drew Allers, the Arch Mannings every single week, win or lose. And I'm going to be enjoying it because, yeah, people are going to complain about it and we'll be winning. People going to complain about we'll be losing and they're going to complain about it regardless. So it's like, hey, you already know what it is. We tell you what it is on the 28th of April. Don't hit me in November talking about, man, why we keep talking about QBs, man? I'm so tickets out about talking about QBs, man. You know what it is. You know what it is. All right. Until you get that answer that makes everybody as a consensus feel calm about the position, you're going to constantly have people bringing up the next thing, who they think could be the answer. So I'm all for it, man. I'm helmet on, strapped in. I'm ready to ride that quarterback roller coaster again, man. All right. I ain't done yet. I am not done just yet. Shout out to the homie Kel Turner. He says Atlanta wasn't looking for a QB, and he was like, that's the reason the dad gave his son the phone number to Shador. And, well, I get what you're saying about Shador, but what does that got to do with Tyler Warren? Because he was the other one, and I forgot the other guy we talked about as well, but he also had his phone number, Isaiah Bond. Yeah, one's a wide receiver, one's a tight end. I get the quarterback name. We're just going to strictly say, hey, he's not worried about quarterback, but those other two positions that at least we know of, documented, had zero to do with quarterback, man. So that's my only, the more we look into it, the more it looks janky. So I just try not to look at that, and I just look at it and say, hey, he apologized. We'll move on and go from there, man. But yeah, don't try to minimize that now. All right. The Sports Dojo. Shout out to the Sports Dojo. He says, I know other fans. He says, I know others aren't fans, but I'm personally very excited to see what Aaron Rodgers can do with this team. He has gas in the tank, and I think can still be a top 15 quarterback. Now, I like the optimism surrounding Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, I still feel like he gives us the best chance going into 2025 just because of his full body of work and what we just saw him do last year in comparison to what we saw Mason Rudolph do last year and what we saw Will Howard and Skylar Thompson also do last year at their respective locations. But at the same time, I get why people have kind of grown weary or their patience has kind of been, put to its limit, so to speak, due to his, in terms of Aaron Rodgers' lack of ability to commit to the organization right now. I get it. Everybody, especially when it pertains to your career, they're going to operate on different timelines, man, different speeds of when they want to say that, yeah, they're a part of it or not. But this is one of those things that does kind of suck for our standpoint because we're, like I said, the ones waiting on it and stuff like that, man. But, like I said, definitely one of those things, man, where we will see how things continue to go with Ron. Because, yeah, I think if there's one thing we could walk away saying from this weekend, it was that the Steelers have shown Aaron Rodgers that we are willing to put all of our eggs in your basket, and we are waiting now. So with that being the case, we will see. I hope that he don't hit us with the okie doke. All right, the okie doke is, you've gotten us this far, and now you go turn around and retire on this while we here waiting on you. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that that's not the case. All right, I don't want that to be the case, but we will see. We will see. But as a whole, man, I like the draft. Man. I think that we did good, man. I think that we hit on the key positions that we needed to hit on, and like I said, from there, is it perfect? No, because perfect would have been, man, we got complete answers at quarterback. I don't feel like we have that. But based on what we needed to get done, I felt like we hit on a lot of the other stuff. So with that being the case, man, we will talk about that a lot more when we come back on Wednesday's show. All right. But hopefully y'all enjoyed today's show. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Y'all stay safe out there. And until next time, baby. Peace.